Hey everyone, good morning. It's Ed Greable with Keller Williams Realty Boston Northwest. I'm sitting here with my pal Beth Sager.
Hi everyone.
We thought we'd get together and chat a little bit today about something that's really prominent in the news these days and has been for over a year now, Beth.
Yeah.
We thought we'd take a few minutes or a minute or so and just chat a little bit about the MBTA Communities Act and what it means locally and kind of what's going on.
So news just out, the town of Milton in that lawsuit actually lost. And the Supreme Judicial Court said, no, they have to abide by it. There's a little wrinkle. The statutes are really regulations and they didn't do it legally, so they're going to have to redo that. But ultimately,
I mean, it depends, Beth. I mean, it depends on what side you're on, whether or not you consider that a loss. I think the town of Milton actually considers it a bit of a win because the rules around it were a little bit ambiguous, and this sends it back to the drawing board. Although it does, the Mass Supreme Judicial Court did say the law was legal. So they just need to, work on the implementation, from what I understand.
Right. From a Lexington perspective, we were into it super early. Like they just said, yes, here we go. We did have obviously input from townspeople. There was a lot of opportunity for that, but basically, we were one of the first groups to say, yeah, we'll do this. So, and we're doing it.
Oh yeah, Arlington dove right in. I think we actually, I live over in Arlington, as you know, and I think we approved it in December. It might have been December of 2023.
Okay, early.
Yeah, we jumped right on that, got into it early, and I think it's great news for the town of Arlington. We certainly need more housing. It'd be nice if there was a component that addressed the affordable component of that housing, but I think it's something that's going to do a lot of good in a lot of communities.
Yes. I think the people of Lexington, most of them aren't fans for a couple of reasons. Overcrowding of the schools, even though we're getting a new high school, it really doesn't take into account that. The traffic, people really feel like traffic it's already bad and it's just going to get worse, which of course I'm sure it will. And lastly was the look of the town. Lexington is very historic, and they feel like, if it all goes well, it will change the look of it. Personally, I feel like some of the spots in East Lexington, as well as some of the spots on Mass Ave further up, some of the older strip malls, I think it'll look better.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. There's some spots, towards the end of Mass Ave on Lexington that certainly need a little upkeep and would benefit from this for sure. From an Arlington perspective, our schools have been a little bit crowded, our elementary schools, and I think this will add to it. I have children who are in the Brackett School District, and we have been overcrowded for a while now, but I am hearing that we are not overcrowded this year, which is some good news. So
how'd that happen?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe people are getting old like me, and their kids are aging out of elementary school, which is a sad and sobering thought. But that's a whole nother conversation. So, but in Arlington, we're seeing some speculation and some people buying up properties and land along the corridor where this is really going to be affected, and it'll be interesting to see what develops, how the town benefits, and really how we deal with construction, more people, more transportation needs, and how it affects Mass Ave and how it affects the businesses as well. I mean, I think we can both agree that there's a lot of there's some traffic difficulties on Mass Ave, both in Arlington and in Lexington, and I don't know that this is going to do anything to alleviate that for sure.
No, definitely not. I mean, as where we're sitting here on Militia Drive, they're actually putting like 300 units right behind us in 3, 4, and 5 with like, I can't even imagine sort of what this little entranceway is going to look like. Right now, we have 9 projects. Either 4 of them are approved, 5 of them are pending, and we have 1,000 units. So here's my concern, though. this is that a lot of them are apartments, so people aren't buying into the community. They're, it's a sort of transitional kind of person. And 152 of them right now, of the 1,000 units, are one bedrooms, which I feel like.
I totally get your point, and I would love to see. I'm not so worried about them being apartments versus condos versus single families or what have you, because there's a large segment of the population, as we know, that can't really afford to get into the market and aren't in the position. So I think this will enable some folks to get into the market via apartments. And I agree with you 100%. One bedroom apartments are not what we need. I'd love to see 2-bedroom and above apartments for some families to get in here and really benefit from what we've all benefited from in Lexington and Arlington, which is the proximity to transportation and the amazing schools we have here.
Right,
So,
and that's why people want to move here. I mean, I don't know, I'm a city girl, so I can't imagine being a young couple.
You're a
and
city
saying,
girl?
Why, let's move to Lexington, and spend a lot of money, right, for an apartment when I could live in the South End. So.
That's very true. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if we saw prices similar to what we see in downtown Boston, in Lexington and Arlington. And that, circles back to, hey, this MBTA communities thing, it's a fabulous idea to add more housing, but there's just really nothing in it that addresses the need for affordable housing.
Right,
So.
right. I mean, there's very few units that are affordable here. I feel like it's 150 or something like that of our 1,000 units, which, and I'm sure a lot of them, I mean, there are some studios and one bedrooms, and hopefully they won't push all of those into sort of the affordable segment. But, our population's only 33,000. These projects that we already have pending, that's like a 3% population growth.
Yeah.
Which is big, and there's a lot more to come. I mean, these are just sort of the first ones that have popped up where people have raised their hands and say, sure, I'm going to sell my property to a developer. But I know that there's sort of a lot more potentially coming, and that could be interesting.
I think we're going to have some growing pains along the way, and I think it would behoove the towns and the local governances to be mindful of that and not kind of lock us into that mold. We need to be a little bit flexible on how we deal with this and how we implement this to make sure it's not only best for the community, but best for the people coming in here as well.
I agree.
So it's certainly going to be interesting,
It's going
right?
to be interesting.
It's going to be a big change from, I've been, over in the Arlington market for more than 20 years now, and I know you've been embedded in the Lexington market for
a while, almost 15 years, yeah.
Quite a while. So, and we've seen change in that time, and this is just more change. Change is, a lot of people don't like change. Change can be painful, but in the long run, a lot of times it's really good.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
So,
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
It'll be interesting.
And, thank you for taking a look at this video, and I'm happy I get to spend some time with you this morning. I mean, this is way overdue, right?
I know.
Maybe we can make this like a weekly thing or something.
We'll make it a regular thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about what we're going to talk about next time. Maybe something less controversial.
Actually, I think we just scraped the surface on this.
That is
we could get into the controversy if you want sometime.
Yeah, sometime.
Maybe next time. And if you have any thoughts or questions or comments about this, please click below and ask us a question if you want us to talk about a topic. I mean, by all means, as you can see, we're happy. We're happy to talk. Yeah. So
we have no problem talking.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Have a great day, Ed.
Take care.
Bye.